Hey folks, welcome to our blending lesson today. So today is the first day in our new week in Unit 4. So it's Unit 4, Week 2. And this week we are learning about the new ways that we can spell that long E sound. So we know that we can spell long E with E blank E. Okay, that was something we learned in Unit 3. So this week we are going to learn that the long E sound, which just says its name, it says E, can be spelled with EA, EE, or E by itself, and IE. So notice how with the IE, there is a blank, which means that it will have a letter on either side. You can see IE at the end of a word, but not with the long E. We'll learn that with long I in the next week or so. But for long E, it'll be blank, IE, blank. So you will see a letter at the beginning, and you will see a letter at the end. So that's one clue that could tell you that IE is going to make that long E sound. All right, so let's do high frequency words first. Of course, we have a brand new list of high frequency words, so make sure you're focused and paying attention, and go back and review the video with the sound off and really help yourself learn all of this. About, animal, ate, give, hour, carry, or, other, small, blue, into, because, find, more, warm, over, start, food, no, laugh, flew, caught, were, listen, found, hard, right, woman, near, would. Excellent, thank you. All right, let's do our blending. First word, me. Your turn. E, me. So this word me, if you remember, it's a high frequency word, but like we say, you can't always sound them out, but we're learning all these new spellings of sounds. So some of them you can. Words like laugh, you will never be able to sound that one out. Never, ever. Caught, you will never be able to sound that one out. Words like the, or could, and should, and would, those are words you will never be able to sound out. So it's good to have all of your high frequency words memorized, but there are some of them you can try, but don't be surprised if it just doesn't sound right when you try to sound it out. Okay? So again, our word was me. M says and this one is using E by itself to say that long E sound. E, me. Now, you may have seen this word so many times, you don't even have to think about sounding it out, because that is just a word that you know. So eventually, when you practice and practice and practice most of these words, and from last week with the long A, you'll be able to just know them. But of course, practice, practice, practice. All right, next word. B, your turn. Ba, E, B. Another high frequency word. B says ba. This is another E by itself that can say that long E sound. Ba, I'm sorry, ba, E, B. Next word, eat. Your turn. E, t, eat. Another high frequency word, not this unit, Unit 3. E, my bad. This is an EA that's going to say that long E sound. EA, that's a vowel team. It can work together to say that long A sound, or long E, I'm so sorry. And then T will say ta. EA, vowel team, says E. T says ta. Eat, eat. So again, you may not even need to sound that word out because you've seen it so many times, because it's a high frequency word and you've practiced it so many times. Next word, Keep. Your turn. Ka. E. Pa. Keep. Keep. K says ka. And in the word keep, it is E-E. It's a vowel team. Both of those E's work together to say that E sound. So when you see this word, be careful not to say it as eh. Ka, pa, ka, pa. Yeah, if I tried to put that together, ka, pa, that doesn't quite sound like a word. So you do kind of just have to know that when E and E are together, those are E's, two vowels. They work together. They are a vowel team. Ka, E, p, keep. All right, let's read our first line. Me, be, eat, keep. Your turn. Lovely. All right, next word. Deep. Your turn. Da. E, pa. Deep. Deep. D says da. And this is another one where E and E, those two letters, they stick together. The two E's, they stick together to say long E. Da, E. P says pa, da, e, p, deep. Next word, speak. Your turn. Spa. E, k, speak. So we are pretty much masters at those beginning blends. Spa, spa. Again, like I've said, you can sound those out letter by letter. It's just easier when you're sounding out a word if you just know. You can kind of just keep that in your head, that SP, spa. And in the word speak, the vowel team is EA. That EA, they work together to say E. Spa, E, spee. K says ka, spa, eek, speak. So again, you can't necessarily sound them out letter by letter. Our vowel teams, not really. Ia, ia, sa, spa, aka, spa, ak. Oh, spack? That doesn't quite sound right. All right, next word. Bet. Your turn. Ba, t, bet. So notice how when I said that word bet, like I'm going to make a bet, we don't hear the letter E. So it's a short E. It's just a regular E. B says ba. E says because there's no blank E. We don't hear the long E sound when we say that word bet. T says ta, ba, et, bet. So again, all of the normal rules that we know about how it's going to say long E, like a blank E or an E blank E. This word does not have an E at the end. It's not a silent E. Okay? Ba, et, bet. Next word. Beat. Your turn. Ba, eat, beat. Now this word, beat, we hear the long E sound. Beat. We hear E. So ba. And in this word, that long E sound is spelled with the vowel team E-A. Because E-A is now a way that we know how to say or spell long E. Ba, E. T says ta. Ba, eat, beat. So again, when we changed bet into beat, all that we did was add one letter. We made an A there instead. Or we added an A to that word. And then that E and the A, then they're going to work together to say long E. So let's go ahead and say our second line. Deep. Speak, bet, beat. Your turn. Lovely. Okay, next word. Fed. Your turn. Da. Fed. So notice when I say the word fed, I also don't hear long E. Fed. I don't hear the letter E, so it's not a long E. It's just a short E. E says eh. D says da, ed, fed. Next word, feed. Your turn. E, da, feed. Notice how when I say the word feed, I hear the letter E right in the middle. Feed, feed. So all we're going to do to spell the word feed is we are going to have two E's. One E says eh in some words, because we now know that E by itself can say the long E also. So of course you just have to know that you can switch them to see what sounds right. So E, those two E's are going to work together like a team to say the long E sound. D says da, eed, feed. Next word, train. Your turn. Tur, a, train. So this word train is just some review from last week where we learned the long A sound in different vowel teams. So TR, just kind of have to get used to the fact that T and R can say tur, even though, of course, you can sound them out letter by letter. But again, you might get lost in your sounds by the time you get to the end of the word. Tur. In the word train, AI is our vowel team that works together to say that long A sound. Tur, A, and says tur, a, train. And last word, play. Your turn. Pull, a, play. So this is another high frequency word from kinder, I think it was. And now that we know that AY from last week can say the long A sound, we can put that P and L together, pull, or pull. Again, you might get lost by the end of the word. And one of the ways that we have learned how to spell long A, notice when you say the word play, at the end you hear the letter A. So one of the ways that we can spell long A, which is the letter A, is AY. So even though you've probably seen this word a dozen times, like a whole bunch of times, and you already know that P-L-A-Y is play, you can sound it out now because we've just learned that AY can also say the long A sound. All right, let's read our last line. Fed, feed, train, play. Your turn. Wonderful, thank you. See some people working on their skills. All right, so let's do a sentence. D says duh. Of course, capital letter, beginning of a sentence. It could also be a name, which means it could be a noun. And EA, one of those new vowel teams that can work together to say long E. Duh, E, and says duh, E, Dean. So yeah, Dean's a person, so we know once we get to the nouns, Dean's going to be one of our nouns. R says E-A, vowel team to say long E. E. D says duh, eed, read. So you can say this word as read, or you can also say it as read. It just depends on the sentence. So Dean read, that doesn't really sound right in the sentence. Dean read, or Dean reads makes sense in our sentence. So this word, eeds, reads, and if you were to see this and try to say it as read, like it happened in the past, eds, reds, that doesn't quite sound right. Dean reads. EA, vowel team, work together to say long E. E, And remember, digraph cha, like the cheese card. When you see cha, your chin goes down. Each, each. Again, digraphs, you cannot sound them out, and you will never be able to. You just have to know C and H says cha. Each. And D says da. A-Y, vowel team. They work together to say long A, da, a, day. And also, day is a high frequency word. And when you say the word day, when you have read the word day, when you see it on your list or in a book or something, when you read the word day, you hear the letter A at the end. And A-Y is just another way to spell that long A sound. Dean reads each day. High frequency word of. Now this is another one you'll never be able to sound out. Never ever. So you just kind of have to know that O-F, of. The. Again, another one you'll never be able to sound out. You just have to know T-H-E. What word? The. Thank you. W says wa. E-E. Vowel team. A way to spell long E like tree. Like in the word tree, you hear the letter E at the end, and it is spelled with E-E. So W-E. K says ka, wa, e, k, week. All right, I have a long sentence today. Dean reads each day of the week. Your turn. All right, wonderful. Let's do some nouns and verbs. So we know, because we said it at the beginning of the sentence, that Dean is our noun. We know that Dean is a person, and we know that a noun is a person, a place, or a thing. So let's go through our sentence. Day is also a thing. It is a time. It's a place. So day is also a noun. It's not a noun that you can see. It's not a noun that you can touch. It is a day. It's a thing. Of the week, just like day is a noun, week is also a noun. It's a thing. It is a passage of time. Right. Oh, we forgot punctuation. Thank you. I know somebody caught that. I'm sure somebody saw it who's watching the video. So at the end of the sentence, Dean reads each day of the week. We can have a period. Put it over here. We can have a period. It's just telling what Dean does. Or if we're really surprised that Dean does that, we might put an exclamation point when we say it. Like, wow, Dean, he likes to read each day of the week. You know, sometimes I don't read every day. Sometimes I read, once a week, or I'm trying to be better at reading, so I read, 2 or 3 times a week. But Dean, he reads each day of the week. That would get an exclamation point. All right, now let's do verbs. We only have one verb, and that is the word reads. So remember, a verb is an action. It is what the noun is doing. Now, week and day, those nouns, they're not doing anything. They're just there. They just are. Dean, he is reading. That's what he is doing. So our sentence has an adjective. Our adjective, the word each. Because remember, adjective describes. Adjective is a describing word. So each describes the day. Every day, each day, or every week, each week. All right, let's read our sentence once more. Dean reads each day of the week. Your turn. Wonderful. Thanks for joining me today. We'll see you later.